conversation with a truly remarkable young woman. At just 15 years old, Maya Merhige has completed some of the world's most challenging open water swims. And this weekend, she checked off one more, the 28.5-mile swim around Manhattan. She made the challenging swim under 20 bridges through murky waters and infamous rip currents in 8 hours and 43 minutes. It was her 8th major marathon swim to raise money for cancer research. Maya, kind enough to join us now. Thanks so much for coming in, and big congratulations to you.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Of course. So many of us are able to admire Manhattan's from the waterfront, right? On ground, maybe on a boat, maybe on a restaurant. But you actually decided, hey, let me hop in. Was there a different view actually being in the water, swimming around Manhattan?
Absolutely. I think especially because I was doing the swim at night, I got to see everything. And I'm from California, so I'm really accustomed to New York, and I don't know New York that well. So it felt like a complete tour of me to get to see the whole city. I got to see all of the lights, and it felt like a very different perspective, which was really fun.
Of course, it's beautiful and fun, as you say, but can also be dangerous. I mean, you have those rip currents, which are very strong. It's, let's say, not the cleanest water.
Yep.
What kind of precautions did you take?
Mostly, it ended up being fine. I was pretty worried about that before, just in like the water quality. So I talked to a lot of doctors, and I'm taking antibiotics now, but otherwise it seems to be pretty good, actually.
And so far, through your swimming, you've raised more than $60,000 for pediatric cancer research. Why is this so near and dear to your heart?
I got into open water swimming because of Swim Across America and this foundation, and in the past few years, especially since I started working with this foundation, I've had people closer and closer to me get diagnosed with cancer. We had a very good friend who passed away from cancer at the age of 12 last year, and he got some of his treatment at the hospital that the money I raise goes to, and so seeing that the money that I'm raising is making a real impact in people in my life really encourages me to keep going.
And so many people may not know that there's a triple crown, basically, when it comes to these swims. So you've already knocked off the 20 bridges in New York, the Catalina Channel, and then tell us about the third, and do you have plans to do it?
Yes, so the third one is the English Channel, and I am doing it next summer. I already have my dates in July, so I'm good to go for that one.
And you're also heading into your junior year of high school while you're swimming, while you're raising the money. How do you balance it all?
It's not as hard as you'd expect. Usually, I just swim with my high school swim team, live a regular teenage life, I guess, and swim on the weekends. That's pretty much my other thing. I don't get to have much of a social life on the weekends. It's a lot of long swims, like 4 or 5 hour swims, but otherwise, I'm living life as a teenager. When
I was watching the video of you finishing, we heard, I think it was Mom's voice saying, you did it, right? And so kind of tell us about the journey. You did have an observer. Your parents were in tow as well. Kind of give us a sense of what happened during that about 8.5 hours.
Yeah. So I had a kayaker who's a good family friend of ours. He kayaked the Catalina Channel for me, and he kayaked this whole swim for me as well. I had him on one side of me, and on the other side, I had a very experienced New York boat pilot, so he was driving the boat, making sure that I was in the right currents, an observer to make sure I wasn't breaking rules. And then this is the first swim since my very first open water swim that I got to have both of my parents on board. So they were really fun the whole time, cheering me on. They got to see a tour because none of us are from the East Coast, so they got to see all of New York. They said that it was very fun. My mom compared it to an amusement park ride.
I don't know if it was an amusement park ride for you, but explain why you did it overnight.
So it really depends on what swim and when you do it, but for this swim especially, because of the currents, you want to do it at night. New York Open Water really plans the swims exactly based on your speed to get the currents the strongest. So I got to go up the East River with a super strong current and back down the Hudson with a strong current, just to kind of push me along and help me on the way.
Well, Maya, we certainly thank you for coming in. You seem just not tired, no weariness, no fatigue at all. I think I would have been in a totally different shape coming in. But we so appreciate it, and we are cheering for you for your next swim as well. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.